Good morning, evening, or afternoon to all of you beautiful people. Josh here to bring you some sweet voice-based content. So I love voice acting, as we all very clearly know. So today I'm going to be starting a brand new series on my channel where I go over my favourite performances in anime, video games, TV, animation, and all other media. I don't know if there is any other media that I might cover, but screw it, at least it means I've got my butt covered just in case. So just a couple of quick housekeeping rules before we begin. This series is going to be purely opinion-based and just about why I enjoy the performance personally, and a bit less on the side of, technical performance and things like that. I may still include notes about that, but it won't be the main focus point of the series. If you're looking for a video series that's a bit more technique-focused, I'd highly recommend CDogVA's series on good and bad voice acting. I've mentioned it a couple of times, and it's really great and interesting stuff, so if you're looking for a more technique-focused video, then I'd definitely recommend that series. With that out of the way, I'm going to start with a more recent entry in my favourite voice acting performances, and that is Brian Beacock's performance as Monokuma in Danganronpa. So without further ado, let's go! So firstly, for those who don't know, you might be asking yourself, who is Monokuma? Warning, spoilers ahead. Pause the video now and go play Danganronpa if you don't want to be spoiled. I'll give you a minute. You still here? Okay, wonderful. So to grossly oversimplify Monokuma as a character and his role in Danganronpa, Monokuma is a robotic bear and the self-proclaimed headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy in the original Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. Monokuma is controlled behind the scenes by Junko Enoshima, the true mastermind of the killing game and the tragedy, which I won't go into in this video because that would take too fucking long. Now Monokuma is a rarity when it comes to antagonists because he only craves despair and pain. A lot of antagonists in series are shown to have at least some form of human side or maybe something particular that sent them off the rails. But Monokuma is evil through and through, sadistic and malicious. So this is where the part that I love about Monokuma's voice performance comes in, because contrasting his sadistic and evil nature is a genuinely cute and adorable voice. Brian Beacock gives Monokuma this happy-go-lucky tone, which is directly contrasted with the evil and sadistic things he's talking about. The way that Monokuma's voice is given this almost childlike expression of excitement and glee whenever Monokuma is seeing somebody be murdered, or they're in a state of total despair, or otherwise something is just going horribly wrong for them, it gives off this really unnerving performance. You're just sat there watching and wondering to yourself, how can something that sounds that cute do this? Or this? Or even that? That combined with the sincerity that Brian plays Monokuma with, it's insane. It's such a great performance. You truly feel the joy that Monokuma feels when he's watching somebody get torn apart, set on fire, and just is going through this ultimate act of despair. In terms of my favourite voice clips of Monokuma, that would have to go to his signature laughs. The sinister and sadistic, and of course his famous triumphant mocking. Although I do also really love his.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
It's a memory that's really stuck with me because I will never forget the first time I saw Monokuma and then hearing some of the things he says. That bear is fucked up and I love it. Now, I am also aware of Greg Ayres' performance of Monokuma in the rather questionable anime for Danganronpa, and I think he did a good job with Monokuma, but he made him sound a little bit like a mob boss. In the anime, Monokuma's voice was always intimidating, always aggressive, all of the time, but it didn't have that sense of unease that made Monokuma so iconic. We as humans are conditioned to expect certain people to sound and talk certain ways. The 99-foot tall guy with the hood over his head and the mask on his face, you wouldn't expect him to be the nicest person on the planet. And the small child with the little teddy bear, you wouldn't expect them to be a murderous fiend. And it's that juxtaposition of Brian Beacock's voice that he gives Monokuma versus the words he's saying that creates that level of fear for the character. This cute and adorable little thing wants to see you suffer, and it's terrifying and so interesting at the same time. And this is not a slight at Greg Ayres. I think Greg Ayres is an amazing voice actor. But I truly feel that Brian's portrayal in the actual games was the ultimate version. Pun very much intended. And there we go, that's pretty much all I had to say on it. A strong performance to start off a brand new series. Now, once again, to address another element, I was considering talking about the Japanese voice for Monokuma, but to be honest with you, I haven't listened to it enough to be able to give an accurate reading on why I like or dislike it. Plus, I never 100% feel comfortable talking about voice acting in a different language just because I'm not bilingual. But I will say that I have heard from people who do watch and play Danganronpa in Japanese that his Japanese voice actor is just as amazing. Maybe I'll take the time out when I feel a little bit more confident with the voice to actually take a proper look at the Japanese voice acting and see how it compares to the English. But for now, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel for more beautiful voice-based content. Keep your eyes out for my next video. I upload every 2 weeks. But until then, feel despair. Stay wonderful.